Hi guys, Righteous Raymond here, author of Gaslit, Escape from the Narcissist Pit. This video is not actually a promo about my book. This is just me talking to you all, Righteous Raymond. I do videos like this all the time, or I used to all the time. Just videos about just, practical life, relationships, emotional health, spirituality. So this is just one of those videos I'm going to talk to you all about. Just Righteous Raymond to you, not book promotion, just Righteous Raymond to you. So I just met with somebody. We're having this really good talk about sometimes Christian people, church-going people, biblical people, we struggle sometimes with things in the natural. And I think sometimes we try to over-spiritualize things that really aren't that deep. Sometimes we try to over-spiritualize things that are really just simple. Actually, you all, some of life is just going to be kind of practical common sense. Sometimes we just need to rely on practical common sense. Like, for example, you don't have to pray every morning, Lord, should I go to work? You should know that if you don't work, you don't have any income. If you don't income, you can't pay your rent, you can't pay your mortgage, you can't pay your car note. Sometimes we get too spiritual. Like, I've been to churches where people are like praising God because they can pay their phone bill. And it's like, that shouldn't, no offense, but that shouldn't be something you struggle to pay every month. Every month should not be, I pay my phone bill, I pay my light bill. Like, as working adults in America, we should have enough money on a weekly basis to pay basics. I'm not saying get your hair and nails done, vacation strips, lashes, weaves, all the things, fancy restaurants, all the things. I'm just saying, sometimes we make simple stuff super spiritual. You may say, well, Misty, I believe God's involved in everything and God takes all my needs. And yes, he does. God is ultimately the source of everything that we have. But it shouldn't be so deep and complicated all the time, okay? Like, for example, some of you all have not talked to a loved one in weeks, months, or years. You just need to call them. It's nothing spiritual. You just pick up your phone, go through your call log, and call them. And you just say, I'm sorry. Two things you can say, I'm sorry, or you can say, you hurt my feelings when you did this. Have a conversation. Like, it's not that deep. Some of you all have not seen your children. Some of you all are fathers or mothers who've not seen your children in 10 years. It's not that complicated. You reach out to the parent or the guardian, the caregiver, and you say, hey, I made some mistakes. I've neglected my children emotionally, physically, financially. I want to get back with them. Can you help me think of something so we can get back in my children's lives? Sometimes we act very cowardly, basically. Sometimes we're just super cowardly and we hide behind spiritual things for very simple things that adults should be able to handle. Sometimes we're triangulating with God. You may know what triangulation is, but in one sense, triangulation is when you don't want to have a hard conversation. You don't want to confront somebody. You want to have a serious conversation with somebody. So you try to put it off on somebody else being the reason. You say, oh, I can't go because God told me I can't go there. Or I can't go tonight because I got to go to work in the morning. Or I got homework, I got babysit. Like, say you're just saying, I don't want to go. You make it all deep and like you triangulate either with God or with other responsibilities. But y'all, it's time for us to grow up, you all. It's time for us to grow up and to just be adults and have those hard conversations. So y'all got to break up with somebody that you are dating right now. The person is texting the person is not a good fit for you. Person has some stuff you're concerned about. You don't want to date long term. Have a conversation. Don't just block them or ghost them. Disappear to thin air. Start a fight with them. Just call them and say, hey, I'm doing a lot of thinking and I just realized that this is really not working for me. I'm not really into this anymore. I'm sorry to hurt your feelings, but it's not gonna work out for me. Y'all, we have to have adult conversations. Somebody owes some of y'all some money. Somebody owe you some money, and you see them on Facebook going on trips. They going to New York. They going to California. They going to Dubai, and they owe you money. You don't just sit there and write subliminal posts on Facebook about so-and-so owe me money, to these folks that owe you money, they're over there on trips and vacations and buying Louis Vuitton bags. No. Pick up your cell phone. Pick up your cellular phone. Dial their number or text them and say, hey, I'm telling you about the money that you owe me. You remember you owe me this much money. Somebody's going to pay me back on this day. I need the money by this deadline. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are afraid of confrontation. We're afraid of conversation. And the reason is because y'all, we're cowards. We are cowards. I realized that about myself. You're a coward. You don't have the conversations you need to have with people, you're a coward. Now, I've been getting stronger, telling people things. And one of the hardest things is I can have conversations with people, but I found myself wanting to try to fight to the conversation with the person. I don't just say, hey, guess what? I'm just not interested anymore. Or, hey, guess what? I'm not interested in this. Or, hey, guess what? I don't want this anymore. I find myself saying, well, my therapist said, or my pastor said, or God showed me in a dream, or I read this in a book, or da 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 da. We found all these different reasons to get out of something instead of just being direct and saying, I don't want this anymore. And I want to just grow up a bit, put our big girl panties on, put our big boy underwear on, and just have the conversation, you all. Our voice, you all. Our voice is our primary way of getting what we want in life. Our voice. It's not fist fighting. It's not subliminal posts on Facebook. Our voice. If you feel like your boss owes you a raise, you think you worked there for 5 years, no raise, just call up and say, hey, write a letter, say, hey, manager so-and-so, I would like to meet with you tomorrow about my position, or my future with the company. Want to see if I can get, see if I can get like a raise, a promotion, or a bonus. We got a bonus structure for you set up and everything. Give me an incentive to want to stay here. You all, we just have to use our voice. But I feel like we've been trained that our voice is rude. That it's like, I'm in the South and everything's in the South. You're supposed to be very polite. If someone's late, we don't call them out. We let them be at 30 minutes, hour late. We just sit there quietly and wait for them to be late. Because it's rude to say, hey, I thought we agreed to come at 8 o'clock. We agreed to be here at 8 o'clock and it's 8:30. What happened? Why are you not here yet? That's considered rude. It's not rude for them to show up and 30 minutes late. It's rude for you to ask why they were late. It's not rude for them to have you waiting, twiddling your thumbs, waiting your food getting cold, you hungry, starving, looking embarrassed at the restaurant by yourself, all dressed up, no place to go. That's not rude. But for you to ask them where they were at is rude. You know what I'm saying? Or if you're a child's father, don't pay child support. You don't help the children, school clothes, don't help homework, don't help feed the kids, don't get his kids school supplies. You think it's rude to put them on child support. First of all, have a conversation. You may not want the course involving your business. People say, I want the course involving my business. A lot of black people are like this. They don't want the course involving their business. Okay, well, call them up. Hey, little Ricky, he needs school uniforms. I need these 3 uniforms. When can you give me the money? When can you buy the clothes inside? He wears size so-and-so. When can you get me the clothes our son needs? Okay, well, I'll wait till the 13th. And then if you don't show up on the 13th with the clothes, you say, okay, I'm going to have to get the course involved in our business. You see what I'm saying? We sit there and just struggle and suffer in silence. That's the thing, you all. We suffer in silence. If we just use our voice, like for example, like in my old apartment, the one before this one, there was a leak. The neighbor above mine had a leak. The neighbor above me had a leak. And so my roof was pretty much like, it was like little plastic that was just falling down the ground and everything. And for a whole month, I just sat there. I did say to me at first, but I kind of just like, well, they'll be here, they'll get here. I kept letting it slide. And I fed up. I said, I'll be up there in an hour. Tell me why within 30 minutes, the maintenance guy was there to fix my roof. Because I wouldn't use my voice. Use your voice. If you don't like something your partner is doing, your roommate is doing, your boss is doing, your pastor's doing, you got to have conversations. And that's the thing, you all. The reason we don't have conversations, I'm going to tell you why, because we're people pleasers. We don't want somebody to be mad at us. They tell them they're going to be mad at me. They're going to invite me to the party. They're going to invite me to the family reunion. They're not going to like me. They're not going to call me. They're not going to invite me over to dinner, to their dinner birthday party. They're not going to let me be their maid of honor. They're not letting me be the best man. They're not going to let me be their child's godmother. You're trying to control people by being silent. That's very controlling. You think if I just be quiet and suffer in silence, then they'll like me. Now, you won't like you. Every time you do that, you like yourself less and less and less. Your self-esteem goes lower and lower and lower. I need you to honor yourself. You need to honor who you are as a person. And the first way to honor yourself is to use your voice. You use your voice. You say, hey, teacher, I need to use the restroom. Don't sit there, I'm holding my pee. You a grown woman sitting there in class just holding your pee. Or, you may be a teenager or whatever, 17. You're sitting there, just say, excuse me, I need to use the restroom. You're a grown adult. You don't have to hold your pee. You're grown. You're not in court. You can go use the restroom. But we're so, I'm going to be mad at me, and they're going to, and y'all worry about people think too much. Forget them folk. People say, F them folk. F stands for forget. To me, forget them folks.